Hey guys, happy Friday. I'm really sorry for the technical difficulties. think my um I think it's my internet is being slightly slow. I'm like looking at it on the phone so I can see your comments there, and it's definitely a little bit delayed. But good afternoon, guys. Let me just share my screen so I can get everything. Oh, and I've just lost my light as well, so that's brilliant. So it may go dark in a second. But happy Friday, guys. How's your week been and how's NFP been for everyone? Yeah, there goes the light. Slightly delayed. It's fine. The main thing is that you guys can see the charts, so that's all that matters. Let's drop this down. I really need to trade on this account more because I need to get this one back up into profit. Right, let me read some of your comments. So today I haven't actually traded, guys. I wanted to get in for a buy, and I'm going to explain to you why I wanted to get into the buy. And I know obviously NFP can be a bit of a gamble, but for me, the technicals lined up. It was just only like half an hour before NFP, and that's why I decided to stay out because obviously I just didn't want to. I didn't want to risk it, but if it had been like an hour before, I would have definitely got in. But yeah, so let's have a look at this. We're going to just go through the trade, the setup for today. So as you can see here, it's been difficult because I've been I do a little bit of my analyzing on trading view, and I use Oanda as my charts. And it's because there's a indicator that I use, and it works best with their chart, but it's slightly different. And this is the thing with Forex, it can be slightly different. So let me just explain to you the 4-hour structure here. This on some charts looked a little bit like it was a lower low, but now looking at it, really, these two candles are a little bit doji. They're not strong. It's not strong structure. There's no real reaction happening below or above, so we're not really going to actually class this as a high. Whereas this here, there is a big reaction coming down. There is a healthy green candle pushing away. So our 1 hour structure is bullish because this was our new high that was created, and this was the 4-hour low. So let me just mark this up here so that you guys can clearly see what I'm looking at. 4-hour low. At the time, we kind of had a 4-hour high there. So we broke above, like giving that indication, that we're still continuing up. Now, even though this kind of broke below, because our areas of lows and highs on the 4-hour, they're not really just a line, it's more of like a zone. So it's a little bit tricky to kind of mark up like these zones when there's such big wicks, but I kind of like to just, that would be my low there. So we would need a clean break below here to indicate that we're going down. I've been in gold buys all week, so I've actually had a really good week, and I'm literally showing you the exact strategy that I've been trading all week, and it's worked so well because we're in clear market structure. Like, it's bullish and it's clear. So like I said, when I came onto the charts today, this was the low, this was kind of like the high, this was like the previous low, And as you can see, like it never actually broke below it, because again, we're gonna just create a bit of a, there's your low. It created an equal low, but not a lower low. So we're still looking for our buys. And then we get this push here, and then we get another little indication here, failed to break below. So for me, this was very, very bullish. So if I now drop down to the 1 hour, is like I said, we got this breaker structure here. So I'm just going to highlight this breaker structure to the upside. So we got that breaker structure there. Now it's a small range. I know it's a small range, but this is our 4-hour low, and this is why it would have been a very risky trade to be in, which is why I actually chose to stay out. But technically, all the technicals was still saying bullish. I think if it wasn't for NFP, I would have actually entered this. So like I said, we had this like break up here. What we want to see is this bullish momentum on the 1 hour. Bearish momentum on the 1 hour, which we saw. Then when it created that low, which is this kind of support area here, after this candle closed, this is now where we're looking for an entry. Once this candle closed, once this low has been made, because we don't know how low we're gonna start dropping down. So that's why we've got to wait for this low here to actually be created. Once this 1 hour candle had been printed, this is now our 1 hour low. Okay, so this is now when we can start dropping down. And guys, if you, this is just simple price action, top down analysis, market structure, very, very simple. So yeah, let me show you what it now will look like on the 15-minute. So like I said, we're getting, I'm going to highlight that candle so then we know what we're looking at here. So once this candle has closed, I'm going to change the color. What color should we make it? Pink, red. Okay, so let's just drop down to the 15-minute. Perfect. So what we want to see on the 15-minute is some type of, pullback, which is what we start to see. Then we start to see a breaker structure back to the upside. So a little bit of consolidation, a little bit of bearish structure, that's fine. But when this turns back to bullish, this is another confluence that we are going back up. So let me just show you. We get the breaker structure here. So then once this candle has been printed, once we get that break above the close, we've got a candle closure above, not a wick, not these wicks, a candle closure above this area of resistance on the 15-minute. This is now where we can drop down one more time to find our entry. So this is going to be around like this area. So let me show you. I'm going to make that blue. So let's drop down on the 5-minute. So again, that candle would have closed up here. We start to see this pullback. Our low is all the way down here on the 5-minute. So you can either take this as a breakout. So you would have been entering as soon as our 5-minute again goes bullish. Or we just try to find areas of imbalance, which we could only really do on the 1-minute in this circumstance, because it just didn't give us any other. And to be fair, the only imbalance that we would have seen on the 1 hour, no, sorry, not the 1 hour, the 1-minute would have been here. So not like a huge one. So let me just highlight this for you as yellow. So this is your entry point. So I literally did this entry point. I sent this into my little group today. So at any of these points here, this is where I would be entering. let's just say we get in there, go to the 5 minute, and just make sure that your stop loss is basically the other side of the last lows. So to be on the safe side, if you want to be on the other side of those wicks like that, and then I would be aiming for a 1 to 3. That's kind of like my trade plan at the moment. Then obviously the NFP just gave us the volume that we needed. So yeah, it was absolutely crazy. Let me just start reading some of these comments. Okay. Right. Just gonna read what you guys are saying quickly. Oh, thank you, Kian. Thank you so much. Thank you for showing the love. I really, really appreciate you guys. Please don't forget to give the stream a like as well. Okay, so yeah, I guess it is smart money concept. It's pretty much just top-down analysis. It's very, very simple. And I personally have been trading gold like this all week. I've been buying gold whilst everybody's been selling, because I'm literally just following the market structure. Oh my gosh, yeah, 100%. The only way that you can trade all-time high is price action because there's no previous data. And I think this is why so many people get quite nervous when it comes to trading the all-time high, because their strategy requires past data. So if you've only got like a week's worth or a day's worth or nothing, then how is your strategy going to work? Whereas this strategy, I've not really got like my own personal bias based on old data. I'm literally going with what price is telling us like right now. Um Reading GBP USD 2 to another high. I'll have a look at some of the other pairs in a second. I see some guys that sell right now. Yeah, exactly. Everyone's just trying to sell gold. You're going to get back to yeah, no, definitely. Like the thing is, I've got 3 accounts with Think Capital, and this has been like my. Yeah, I know it shouldn't be the way, but sometimes when I go into drawdown, I kind of lose momentum. So I've been focusing on my other accounts that are doing well, but I just really want to try and get this one back up because usually I would just give up, but I'm trying to really work on my mindset and not be that person that just gives up. I've got 3 accounts, so I need to make the most of all 3. But yeah, to be honest, I don't really know too much about smart money concepts. Like I feel like smart money concept maybe like where you take into, liquidity sweeps and stuff like that a little bit more. I was looking for shorts on gold. Yeah, a lot of people were looking for shorts on gold, but for me, I'm going to go with the 4-hour bias, and the 4-hour bias was still bullish to me. Let's don't just shorts on gold, not for me yet. I'll literally do an analysis on where we're at. I just wanted to show you guys the trade from this morning that I wanted to do. Morning, Josu. Yeah, exactly that, Kian. Top down analysis. We can. So I'm pretty sure you can trade the news on if you're still in the challenge phase. But yeah, sellers are not doing too good right now. September is probably going to be extreme bullish month. Yeah, it does. It does seem like it started off very bullish. That's for sure. Do you think it's okay to enter before NFP? So, like the reason why I didn't enter that trade was because it was half an hour before NFP. So if I had technically, it was consolidating a bit, and one of my girls, she entered it, and it was like an hour and a half before. And if that was the case, I was just busy. If that was the case, I would have entered it. Because at the end of the day, you got your stop loss on. If it's going to go your way, it's going to go your way. Like I think it's really important, guys, that we become very system driven and not outcome focused when it comes to trading. Um, But yeah, I'm pretty sure once you are funded, you can't trade news. Higher time frame and smart money concept on the 5 minutes and boom. Um, Guys, give me some examples of smart money concepts because it's not. I try not to label things too much because I feel like I can get quite confused. Like I like to keep things very very simple. Like I said, the way that I personally trade is I trade out of 4 hour and daily trend line breakouts, but because we've been so bullish, like we've had no trend line breakouts, so I've literally just been trading market structure. So that's by trading the 4 hour market structure and then using the lower time frames to find my entry. What is BPR? I have no idea. I'm really, really sorry. Hello, Manoj. 2 minutes before and two. Yeah, yeah, I mean, this is looking very, 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 very bullish. So, just in answer to someone saying what group, so I actually have a paid community as well. It's not just mine. I have another trader that where we both trade, and we just work with people on just a closer, um, just more like one-to-one stuff and just more intimate, basically. But yeah, NFP was absolutely crazy. But yes, so let me continue. Oh, thank you so much, guys. It's very, very simple. Um, very, very simple. So, the more simple I feel like you can keep trading, the better, because the thing is, when you are too confused, this is where we start making silly decisions. And to be honest, I have no idea where gold's going to reach by the end of the day, guys. This is, I'm not a predictive trader. I'm definitely more of a reactive trader. I'm going off with what gold is telling me right now. Gold is moving same momentum as NAS. Okay, cool. Just skimming through. I sometimes do trade NAS, so I will have a little look at okay, market structure, liquidity concepts. Yeah, so this is probably like little bits of stuff. Do we always? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing. I'm following the trend. Um, yeah, I feel like we have got some serious momentum right now. Oh, hey, FX Bashi is here. I was wondering where you are. Trading market structure is great. What else comes in? Yes, I Gold's saying buy. Yes, it has been buy. If you've just come in, you've literally just missed the breakdown. But let's just do an analysis right now on gold, okay? Um, so right now for me, gold is clearly, as you can see, bullish. So for me right now, so just a little lesson for you guys, okay, with market structure, it's not just about knowing if we're in an uptrend or a downtrend, it's about knowing if we're in the extension or the pullback. So for example, let me just, right now, so this is an uptrend. This move here is the extension, this move here is the pullback. Now, right now, what we can see in gold is we're in the extension. So when you look at this trend, guys, where would you prefer to enter a buy? Are you wanting to buy up here and holding out for this drawdown, or are you wanting to buy down here and riding it up? Okay, so you have to be really patient because price will always give you what it needs. It will always reward patience. But yeah, obviously there's been a lot of momentum, so many people are wanting to jump on this run at the moment, but right now we need to wait for the pullback to happen. Even if the pullback is small, price on the lower time frames will tell you what is going on. Okay, so um if you're completely new here, this is our 4 hour low right now. This is the high that is literally just broken. So let me just get rid of this because I'm getting a bit messy. Getting a bit messy over here. Okay, so this is the new 4 hour low. this is the high that it broke above. So I mean, it's not that relevant, that area. But what we want now is for the 4 hour to finish creating its high. So until we get an area of resistance on the 4 hour, the high has not been created. So anything you now are doing, you're not trading based off, well, you're not trading this strategy correctly based off the 4 hour, because with this we want that high to be created so we know that the extension is over, because we don't know how long this extension is going to go for. We don't want to just, like, trading is all about having high probability setups, not about just wishing for the best. You have to be patient. We cannot control the outcome is pretty random. But if we have things in place to make sure that we are, following a system, this is what's going to protect you in the long run. Okay, so like I said, until we actually create some resistance on the 4 hour, one, it's a Friday, there's nothing that we can do right now. It will be, hopefully, when we come back on Monday, we're going to start actually creating during Asian session. We actually start to create a pullback, then this is when we get interested. Once we see that pullback happening, we can drop down and then try and, be entering around these kind of areas here so that we can get this move, rather than just entering up here and just hoping that we create a new high, because we don't know. We could literally just reject off this high and then start reversing, because at some point we probably will. Okay, let me just start reading some of your comments again. Oh, he was on his live. My 1 minute trader. I need to jump on one of your lives. I need to see the way that you trade. It'll probably give me severe anxiety, but um Chase. Oh my god, I'm so dyslexic, guys. I'm so sorry. But hey, thank you. If you love the stream, please give it a like, show some love. But yeah, it's so bullish, very, very bullish. But I'm gonna go through again some of the trades that I've taken this week, because it's literally this. So, repetition is just, this is where we really start to oh my god, I can't get my words out today. But when we hear something over and over again, this is where we actually start getting it sinking into that subconscious mind. But yes, exactly. 4 hour needs to close before, this. Imagine if this now just swings back the other way. We need this 4 hour to close, which it's got like 2.5 hours left of it. I don't think anyone should try selling. Yeah, no, I'm right now, guys. There's no indication that this is a sell. So yeah, I'm very much a technical trader. The fundamental stuff, like, I am going to be really starting to work on and really build my knowledge on, but I have been a technical trader. Oh my god, a 62 point R. Oh, 62.5. That is crazy. Oh wow. That's insane. Right, I'm actually gonna make sure I follow you as soon as I get off, because that's interesting. Um, always wait for a pullback, 3 points, and confirm. Yep, exactly that. Giveaway completed. Oh yeah, so I want to do a giveaway today, actually, guys. I think I'm just gonna do a random giveaway. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I'm gonna choose, to be honest. But yeah, I will do a random giveaway towards the end. I'll just choose someone at random. But yeah, thank you so much for the support, guys. Cool. Let me show you let's show you guys some of the trades that we've taken this week, and then I haven't even looked. Let's have a quick look at NAS. So I think it's really, really important that whatever it is that you trade, you really get to know the way that instrument or pair or whatever it is you're trading. You really have to get to know how it moves. And this is why I like trading gold, because I feel like, especially with market structure, with breakout trend lines, I find that it works really well. NAS, I haven't actually traded for a really, really long time. When I used to scalp, NAS was something that I used to trade. But because I no longer scalp, I actually haven't actually tried trading market structure on NAS. So even, I mean, like I said, when it's clear like this, it's probably going to be, but it just depends how much it is actually clear like that. Because if we were looking at this today, this would have been showing a downtrend until we get the break above this area here. I suppose, like, so I'm going to see how this plays out, guys. Just market structure, right? We have broken above this 4-hour high. Perfect. Right now, it looks like we are starting some type of pullback. So again, on our pullbacks, on the 1 hour, we're going to start to see bearish momentum, which is great. Let me just mark up the low as well. So for NAS, we can go as far down as down here and still be looking for a buy if we're following market structure. But a lot of the time, we can come to retest the area that we broke out of. Just kind of sweep a little bit lower, because there's probably some, look at like these areas on the 1 hour. So we may have a bit of a bit of a sweep of liquidity before then continuing up. But basically, what I would want to see for NAS to be able to take our buy is for the 1 hour to basically switch back to being bullish. So right now, again, it's one of them things that there's nothing that we can do until that pullback is finished. And we're just going to have to wait and see. So I'm going to see how this actually plays out, because I want to start trading NAS again. It was just, like I said, I used to trade it quite a bit when I was scalping, but I haven't scalped for a while now. So I've just been focusing on just mastering this strategy with gold. But I have been looking at copper and silver, because I feel like copper and silver pretty much correlate with gold. They move quite similar. Guys, I'm literally just going to do a random giveaway. So just, if the fact that you're here sharing love on the on the live, just give it a like. I'm just going to choose someone at random at the end. So if you're still on here, I'm just going to give someone a random free account. You trade futures in front of so I trade all futures, forex, and live. It's showing screenshots and everyone's. Goddess of XAU. One day, I will marry gold. We've had a rocky relationship, guys, but we are on the right track. We've worked through our problems, and I'm not giving up on it. I absolutely love gold. I don't really like US 30, like I have been looking at it a lot recently, and I'm finding that market structure, I'm not getting it. So market drop, 4-hour trendline retest on NAS. Let me have a little look. Yeah, so this was our 4-hour breakout, and to be fair, I used to actually use trendline breakouts on on NAS. This is, literally perfect where it's come to retest the back of here. This is really pretty, let's see what it looked actually like on the lower time frames, because we unless you're trading very subjectively. So what I would do is like just have my stop loss on the other side of these wicks, and then I'd be aiming for like a one to, because it's definitely minimum a 1 to 3 on a 4 hour breakout. But let's have a little look on what our entry would have looked like. Okay, so look, literally 1 hour, we touch it one time, touch it 2 times. I'd be like, right, I'm 100% put my order on for that trend line. Or you can just do the top down analysis, and you're not going to get the best entry, but you're going to get the entry based on like, confirmation, because it starts moving down. So then when we get this breaker structure up here, yeah, I mean, it would have been a pretty much, a continuation type of trade. But I would say with the breakout of trend lines, you don't really need like all the top down analysis and to take the trade on the continuation, because the main concept of it is it's broken out of the trend line, comes to retest that trend line, and we're seeing on the 1 hour, really good rejection. I would be entering. I need to look at NAS more often. I just forget about everything else when I'm trading gold. And I just end up yeah, I'm quite liking how it's looking on NAS. But yes, gold is definitely what I specialize in for sure. Yes, exactly. I'm very bullish on NAS as well. Like I said, like on the 4 hour, it just looks like, this was the high that was created. We broke above this last previous high. If we're moving in an uptrend, we're going to have higher highs and higher lows. So now we just need to wait for our higher low to be created. Love this stream. I'm getting a lot of love today, so I'm feeling like you guys are being a bit sneaky. Everyone wants the free account. I'm joking, guys. No, thank you so much though. Thank you so much for being here. But yeah, I'm gonna just choose someone complete random. I think everyone has a love-hate relationship with gold, but you know what? Like the people who stick at gold, you end up eventually getting that breakthrough. It always sucks because I feel like the time that we have our live stream is a very awkward time because we need a 4 hour to close. So I think I'm gonna ask to maybe do the stream either a bit earlier or slightly later. But again, it's Friday, so it's very risky to be entering a trade on a Friday evening and then to be holding over the weekend. No one really wants to do that. Sanjeev, my ethnicity. So I'm Thai, Jamaican, and English. 30 seconds on gold. Oh my god, you're a crazy man. That's crazy. But yeah, a lot of traders do love gold. Do you scale your trade like a yeah, so to be fair, I haven't done that in a while, but I used to do that when I scalped. It's definitely a tricky thing to trade. I think all times of the year. Nas bullish. Yeah, that's literally what I thought. You guys are cracking me up today. You're all being very, very nice. But yeah, obviously I'm gonna give someone a giveaway, a free account, and I do this quite often anyway. But if anyone wants money off an account, please use the code DoeyFX, because I will do random giveaways for the people who support me as well. So DoeyFX, if you ever are going to be buying an account, you're going to get money off. So it's a win-win for everyone. So let's get it. Let's do this together. But yeah, it is a bit of a mix, isn't it? I'm a little bit of everything. Um, okay, guys, let me show. Let's have a little look because I know I got like a couple new people on here, so let me show you the trade that I took yesterday. Okay, so again, let's just get rid of all of this so then you guys can see how we're going to be looking at this. Oh yeah, so maybe we'll just have a look over here. Oh no, because this, I want to be doing it in this new territory because this is where we went all-time high. Okay, so guess you know these are the kind of, I know, so I entered this sell here. It's not actually based on my strategy. It was I got a bit distracted by someone on social media. I wanted to just jump in, so we ignore that because that's not part of the system. Okay, so let's have a little breakdown, okay, of the strategy for my new people. And like I said, you know, it's always good to recap and go over this a million times because this is where we're going to really learn our stuff. Okay, so right, we've got a low here, a 4-hour low. This is our 4-hour low originally. This is, you know, what we're seeing. Four-hour. And this is where we were just moving rapid. So like the lows and everything, the pullbacks were just, they were minuscule. So you could even see, you know, this as that like slight pullback here. That was clearly an old high. Very, very small ranges. So we get this break above. As long as we don't break this 4-hour low, with then, like, you know, looking for our position for a buy. So there's that, our new high there. We wait for the higher low to be created, which we get these two printed next to each other. So this is now, you know, we can, if we have a look here on the 1 hour, this is what we're going to see on the 1 hour. This break above this high here, we're going to start seeing this bearish momentum. Then we start getting a really nice bit of bullish momentum. So this is where I would now drop down to the 15-minute. I know we didn't go fully back into that structure there, but I basically wanted to have a play of playing this back up to this high. So then, you know, when we are around, when we're actually getting clear bullish momentum, that's when we're now dropping down to the 15-minute. Dropping down to the 15 minutes so you guys can see what it's going to look like. So yeah, like I said, we're going to get this. We're literally going to see this pullback here, which is great. And basically more of this back to bullish momentum. So we either wait for a nice closure above, or we can see what's happening on the 5-minute. I don't know if this is actually going to let me show you guys because some. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's going to show us. So when we're on the 5-minute, when we see this bullish momentum, sorry, not bullish, bearish, which is good, creates that. This is where we break. We break above this 5-minute high. We push up. And this is now our point of entry. So we can either take it on a breakout. You know, we literally get a break above here. We flip up. take our entry position. I feel like I entered this a little bit late. On the 5 minute, there's no we can't see any imbalances, or if some people want to call them FEGs. But yeah, so let me have a quick look on the 1 minute. But I have a feeling that trade was moving fast because we were in basically all-time highs. Okay, it's not going to let me show you guys on the 1 minute because it doesn't go back that far. But we enter. Once this high has been broken on the 5 minute, that change of structure back to bullish. As long as we now aren't breaking these lows down here, then we're going to ride it up. Right, I'm just literally reading some of your comments now. Keep sharing. Thank you for sharing the link, guys. Really, really appreciating you all. This is the best one. Oh no, Alex, you lost your account today? Why? Were you trading NFP and trying to sell? There's no way I could ever even attempt to do 30 seconds. Like, that is literally going to send me sideways. Stop loss trade. No, I basically wanted just to show you guys the strategy because I know some new people were jumping on. This isn't a breakout trade. That one that I just spoke about. So basically, this strategy, you can enter multiple ways. You can enter on a pullback being over, so when a low has been created, or you can enter on a breakout, or you can use a fib tool, because I've been doing that on the 5 minute as well, purely to look for entries. And the other thing is also imbalance, also known as FEGs. So the fair value gap. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Alex. It is part of it, though. All you can do is literally learn from your mistakes. That's it. Like, you can't just keep repeating the same mistakes. I see people do this so many times, like when they blow accounts, when they lose trades, like they don't deep it. They're like, okay, cool, let me just go and repeat the same cycle, when we actually need to be learning from our mistakes. Like, why have we lost that account? Why have we lost that trade? It's not a bad thing as long as you're learning from it. It only becomes like a stupid thing when it's a case of we're just not learning. We're not learning anything. So right, let me just Think Capital are the best. No indicators, literally market structure, different time frames, understanding how they will correlate, trend lines, basically support and resistance, but higher time frames, but that's it. Yeah, I don't know how to work that, to be honest. Caliph? Thank you so much. Why did I start trading? That's an interesting one. I think I just want more from life, to be honest. I don't want to live on anyone else's terms. I want to be financially free. I want to be time free. Yeah, let's definitely do a collab. I'm gonna actually get in contact with you after this, Bashi. It would be really cool to do a live stream together. I do think you would get my heart race going with getting the 30-second time frames up and all that stuff, though. Ariel, so the confluences that I use is I'm literally using market structure to tell me the story. So it's not really like a concept, it's just like a known thing that if we are in an uptrend, this is what's happening, right? We're literally creating high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows. that is literally like, it's not concept, it's not a theory. This is market structure. We've got highs and we've got lows. If we're moving up, we're not, and we're doing this on the higher time frame. So you have to understand, on a higher time frame, an uptrend, on the 1 hour, you're also going to see downtrends. We're going to see bullish and bearish momentum on the different time frames. So you have to understand how they will correlate with each other. So it can be a little bit confusing at the beginning. But once it clicks for you guys, like, honestly, it clicks. It's just then about being patient. Like, this game, like, you're literally getting paid to wait. NQ is really bearish after today's news. I don't know why it comes firstly up. I mean, yeah. So, like, if we go back to NQ, it was bearish. Like, all of this, until it broke this high, we were bearish. But now it looks like a reversal is happening. But also, this technically has worked perfectly aligned with our 4-hour downtrend breakout. Came to retest the back of this trend line, completely rejected. Then we obviously got the news volume and it just pushed it all up. Kids AI lost my account today. I'm sorry to hear that, guys. A few people have lost accounts today, but please don't let it get you down. Like, so many people quit, but when you want to quit, this is like the time when you need to not quit. Like, you don't realize like how close you could be to success, but you're not going to get that breakthrough unless you actually face what happened. Like, okay, don't be hard on yourself that you lost the account, but why did you lose that account? Be so real with yourself. Like, do not stay in denial, because this is where people cannot move forwards. Like, none of us are perfect. Look, I'm in drawdown on this account because I had a spiral. But one of my goals is to not give up when I'm having a spiral, and to actually just work my way out of it. And just be honest and true to yourself. Like I said, like, the, even if you're not being honest to everyone else, at least be honest to yourself. And there's a reason why you lost that account. So really dig deep into it, guys, because all you can do is take the lessons that were learned. But yeah, no, I 100%, I will. I know I will recover this drawdown. We have to have belief, guys. Oh, I just literally just answered that. I had no account to trade. Right, I'm keep getting asked about the confluences again. So I'm just gonna show you the trade that was set up today. If you do want to collab and create a trading bot using how would you manage a losing strike? So this happens like for every single trader, and every trader would be lying if they said they haven't gone on a losing streak before. And I used to really spiral. Like, yes, okay, I'm in drawdown. But before, I would lose accounts and just go a bit crazy. And I think it's all about like being very systematic, very mechanical with your actual trading system. So don't give yourself too many options, for one. Get really serious on a system and stick to it, because there's always an argument for a buy or a sell. Like, like, you have to get really, really confident with your system. That's your first step. But the second the second and the third step, right, these are probably more important than the strategy step, because you can learn the best strategy in the world, and if you do not have a good mindset to go along with it, you're literally just going to be up and down all the time. So I have worked harder on myself than I have done on trading, because I know how to trade. I just sometimes do not know how to control my emotions. I think it's really, really toxic in this industry, because so many people pretend that the way that you need to trade is to pretend that you have no feelings and no emotions. You got to trade like a robot, blah blah blah. That's absolute shit, basically, because all that's going to happen, let me just give you a real life example. Yeah, do you know anybody who just bottles up all their emotion? They like never ever express how they feel. They just bottle it up and then they just explode. Like, they just can't control themselves. They eventually explode, and it's on a big scale. Everything goes tits up. Like, We all know someone, we may even be that someone that does that, but every single time you explode. You cannot just pretend that you have no emotion, and it's exactly the same in trading. If you pretend, oh, like, that doesn't affect me, or I'm spiraling out, I'm getting triggered, like, and just pretend those emotions aren't there without dealing with them and managing them, this is where you just go round in circles, because you just keep doing the same shit over and over again instead of understanding why you're like that, what's triggering you, when this impulse actually starts happening. Because until you fully understand yourself and know yourself, you can't stop this from happening. And I know it from experience, and I know it from other traders as well. Yeah, so I do live trade, but to be honest, like, this session that I do with you guys is more of a lesson, because this, for me personally, would not be a good time to trade, because one, I need a 4-hour closure, so we got like 2 hours left of this 4-hour candle, and then it's going to be like 6 p.m. UK time, and then the market's going to be closed. So for me, I'm never going to be really live trading at this time. Like, I feel like if it's going to be a Friday, we're going to have to do the stream a lot earlier. And I'll quickly run through before we kind of end this. After Thank you so much, Bashi. Okay, right, guys. I just didn't even realize that we're coming to an end. I'm literally just gonna randomly, someone random, I'm literally going like up and down right now. Random person, and our winner is, I'm gonna close my eyes as well so that you can clearly see. Okay, and stop. Okay, have we got Josh Sue? Right, I'm gonna have to type this in. Oh, for God's sake. Josh Sue something? If he's not on here, then he's not going to get it, and I'm going to have to find someone else. Is he here? Josh Sue? Right, he's not there. Okay, you're all spamming, so I'm going to... Okay, yeah, there we are. Josh Sue _ RA17. You're the winner, mate. I'm going to do this more often because this is quite fun. There you are. Josh Sue Ra. No, it's not even Josh. Sorry. Josu _ Ra. You. um I'm sorry. It was random. If he doesn't, right, you're gonna have to reach out to me. Josh. Just see he's gonna have to pop up again. There's I would do there we go. There you are. This guy. I'm definitely saying it wrong, so sorry. That's why you're probably thinking, who on earth is that? 17. That was fun, guys. I'm sorry. I know people have literally just come on for that. I've just typed it in. You did a laughing face, so I know you're still here. But you are the winner. But we need regular updates of where you are within your challenge. There you are, upside down face. Please reach out to me. Tag me. I can't. I don't. It won't let me tag. There we go. Can someone pin this message? There, I literally just typed in me where it says Doey Trades. That's me, guys. This has been a really fun. This has been a fun stream. We're gonna do this a little bit more often. There we go. We got a winner there. We got a winner. So, guys, Thank you so much. Um, Thank you so much. If you can contact me directly or even contact Think Capital. But yeah, Doey Trades, you can contact me directly. It's literally Doey Trades on everything, guys. There are two more, but I wanna do this. It's not gonna be instant because I want to give people the opportunity throughout the month. But like I said, anyone that buys an account using my discount code, then someone will get, yeah. Yes, I can contact you, lady. I'm going to uh assume that was in a polite way. I can hear this playing out in two ways right now. Um but yeah, congrats, guys. Let's touch base again. I hope to see you all here next week. Thank you so much for all of the support today. You guys are amazing. But yes, Jasu, we want regular updates on how you're getting on with your account. See you guys later. I am gonna love and leave you. Have a good evening, guys. Bye.